You're live with BlaakTones TV.
Did you guys happen to see about? It's California based, but you guys familiar with the Versus platform?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So did you guys happen to tune into the Versus on Wednesday?
I did not. Who was up?
The Game versus YG. Two different eras, but
I think I heard the Game was like defending 50 Cent in there too, right? He did a
he shot at 50 out one of their songs. He shot at 50 out. It was, when I first heard about it, I was skeptical because I think it's two different eras, and I didn't think them to be the same. I think they're both big West Coast artists, but I was like, I thought like, because the Game, he's an older gentleman, right? So it's like, yeah, but it panned out. And then I started thinking about actual catalogs. And I'm like, the Game's a great rapper. He's really nice with his pen, but the reason why he had to go to sign with G-Unit because he couldn't make songs. And then you start thinking about YG's catalog. Like YG has a catalog of records that are good records. He's not the best lyricist or rapper, but he got records, and he has girl music, men music, party music, gangster music. The Game didn't have too much diverse. He could rap a little bit. Needless to say, they say YG won overwhelmingly. They say they blew him out. Out of 22 rounds, they gave him 17.
Oh wow!
It was a dope versus though. It was very California-like with the gang environment, politics. They're all from the same city, but it was very cool though. It was very cool.
I don't know. I can't really get into the YZ stuff, man. I mean, I'm just like,
yeah.
I just can't.
Well, it's kind of hard for us because old school.
Different generations. Yeah,
everything is just so different.
Mm-hmm.
It's so big. I mean, the huge difference on the lyrics, and you go all the way back to KRS-One when he could fit all this verbal out and everything, and then you get all this new stuff.
Well, what I've noticed though over the years, it's starting to kind of backtrack a bit. Like even the newer artists coming out now, you can actually understand what they're saying.
Yeah,
there was a time where you couldn't even understand anything that was being said in the verses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And some of the older cats are trying to come back. I don't know how well that's going to work, but
I mean, LL had come back. I think what was it like about 8 years ago or so?
That's
with that last album that he had.
With hip hop is the older artists are working. It's just hip hop is a young man's sport, and unfortunately, people like you. If you're not a core fan of the older people, like it's gonna miss it because they're not gonna give it the fuel behind it. Like Ice Cube dropped albums still. T.I. just dropped the album still. Even the different generations, like they're still releasing them, but it's not getting the coverage because of not trendy, huh?
And a lot of them moved.
Genius.
A lot of them moved out of the music. Well, they're still in it, but they moved more into multimedia. TV shows and movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But he was so far ahead of his game, man. Cube was like way ahead.
Yeah. But he's cool. He's also like I think that's a good strategy for rappers because it's a young man's sport. You're probably gonna have, if you're lucky, you get a 3 to 6 year really run. Like, okay, if you're lucky, because a lot of people get that 3 to 6 years. But if you're great, you'll get a 5 to 10 year run. But like it's small errors. But what you're supposed to do is maximize your branding and then shift. All the people that really made it successful aren't really successful off of the music. They made a big enough brand that when they switched lanes, it carried over.
Exactly.
Jay-Z with Rockefeller, then all his different media stuff, Diddy, Ciroc, and like, okay, 50 Cent to TV shows, but it's also calculated because 50 Cent or at least he understood that the people that were listening to me in the early 2000s, they're not at the club anymore. They're not at the and I'm not even rapping the same lifestyle they can get accustomed to. You know where they're at? They have families now. They're out of college. They're at home watching TV on Thursdays and Saturday and Friday nights. So here we go. Let's give them a series. And then the series go back into time. You try to get people to time travel with entertainment because it makes you feel better. Okay, when I watch a series that's about the 90s, man, you can relate to some of the stuff when you grew up in that age, But if I get to rapping about the same stuff, it's a disconnect because you grow older and you find yourself like an oldies now. You probably not listening as much hip hop and rap anymore. You know, it's like, you know, it changes.
Level up your style with the official Black brand Live Snapback. Featuring a bold embroidered design, a classic flat brim fit, this snapback is the perfect way to support the show.